Are you serious? Are you serious? Assad! You know what? Before you yell at Assad and the 60,000 dead people, understand that who's fighting Assad? The Muslim Brotherhood, who have incorporated themselves along with Al-Qaeda as freedom fighters and Libyan recruits that are Muslim Brotherhood and with weaponry being funded by the United States of America. And that's part of the reason why the Benghazi U.S. consulate attack took place. Because what did Christopher Stevens know? He was right there in Libya. Did he know about the weapons and the supplies that covertly were going into Syria to help the freedom fighters overtake Assad in this bloody civil war? And did he know about it? And was too of a loose cannon? I don't know. But I can say this. When the man said he needed help and needed security, he didn't get any. And when they came under fire by 20 armed Al-Qaeda attackers, he called and begged for help. He didn't get any. And when 2 ex-Navy SEALs had to fight him off for 7.5 hours, and they were begging on the phone for help, they didn't get any, even though only 45 minutes away by helicopter was the Marine Corps that could have come in and put an end to it. Instead, the White House quickly came out and told us that it was a mob, a flash mob, if you will. They got angry about a YouTube video. Now, we are glad to hear Hillary is feeling better. The blood clot has been dissolved, and she's back to work today. And that's good news. Thank God. We've been praying for her health. Now, let's have her come before Congress and share with us all the information she knows so we can get down to the truth. As my wife said in a powerful blog she did at www.heidibegley.blogspot.com. I'll put it in the link. Truth is lying in the street, and we need the truth. Speaking of truth, let me tell you what's going on. Russia is back. Bolstered by 16 Russian warships, Assad nixes dialogue with Western puppets. Listen to this. With a build-up, and I want to thank Michael Guthrie for this. I want to also thank, just so many people I could thank. I've got so much coming at me. With a build-up of 16 Russian warships carrying thousands of Marines on the Syrian coast to deter the West from deploying ground forces in Syria, Syrian's President Assad could afford to come out brazen in his first public speech in 7 months. Speaking at the Damascus Opera House on Sunday, January 6th, Assad said that Syria no longer takes dictation from anyone and called on Syrian citizens to defend the country against this war fought by only a handful of Syrians and many foreigners. He rejected dialogue with the opposition, which he refers to as the puppets fabricated by the West. And in the latest issue of January 4th, he revealed that both Washington and Moscow may be encouraging the rush to Syria of the Al-Qaeda and other radical Islamic fighters so as to put them in harm's way on the Syrian battlefield instead of their staying home to make trouble in Asian, European, and Middle Eastern countries. On this point, Assad remarked, the West tried to get rid of these terrorists by drawing them into conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan and other places, but were unsuccessful. Now they are sending them to Syria. Well, he has a point. He has a very, very hard to argue with point. And that is, there is no question. The Muslim Brotherhood is moving in every nation surrounding Israel. It's not about you, Assad. And you're as guilty, and you don't have clean hands, okay? You've killed too many people. You've used bombs to blow up. You've murdered and massacred, so you have no clean hands. But you have a good point. But here's the Bible prophecy for you. Isaiah 17:1 tells us, the burden of Damascus. Behold, Damascus is no longer a city, but a ruinous heap. And that's going to happen because of the conflict going on. The fact that President Obama has said that you will fall. He said it about Ben Ali of Tunisia. He said it about Jose Mubarak of Egypt. He said it about Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. He said it about Ali Saleh of Yemen. And he has said it about you. In each of the other cases, they all fell and were replaced with governments by the Muslim Brotherhood. And you will fall also. Matter of fact, in one of my prophecies, the Lord is showing us that the scriptures are going to come true. Now, if you go with me quickly to Egypt, speaking of Muslim Brotherhood, Mohammed Mursi was at it again. Egypt's Mohammed Mursi remakes his cabinet yesterday, increasing his Islamic presence in the cabinet. Egyptian President Mohammed Mursi rebuilt his cabinet on Sunday, January 6, 2012, replacing 10 of his ministers or cabinet members and amplifying the Islamist presence in the government. To move in which at least 3 Islamists were appointed to head of major economic ministries comes a day before a planned visit by the top International Monetary Fund official to discuss an impending $4.8 billion loan. The International Monetary Fund is going to loan Mohammed Mursi $4.8 billion with a B. Guess where a lot of that money came from? Into the International Monetary Fund. You got it. The hard-working American taxpayers. And we just send it here and send it there, throw some at the UN, throw some at Mohammed Mursi, throw some over here at the Monetary Fund, throw a little more over there, and then ask the American people to pay their fair share and keep raising taxes, raising Social Security taxes, cutting Medicare benefits. What? Maybe it's because of this article. Egyptian magazine affirms that the Brotherhood has infiltration of the White House. Thank you, Stephen of Oklahoma, for getting my blood boiling again. Effectively, this is Egypt. Egypt's saying this. They're bragging about it in their newspapers. Effectively affirming the concerns of 5 much maligned Republican House members and the evidence presented in the investigative book, an Egyptian magazine claims that 6 American Muslim leaders who work with the Obama administration are Muslim Brotherhood. They're operatives to have significant influence in U.S. policy. Well, I'm not doubting that. Just watch our policy. Egypt's Rose El Yashuf magazine did a story back on December 22nd, 2012, and the 6 men turned the White House from a position of a hostile to Islamic groups to now organizations in the world to be the largest and most important supporters of the Muslim Brotherhood. Egyptian article was translated, reported by Investigative Projects on Terrorism. The IPT said that while the story is largely unsourced, it is significant because it raises the issue to the Egyptian leaders that they have an ally in the White House. Well, do you see why we have to pray for our country? Again, this is not a political, this is biblical situations. Because let me just tell you what's going to happen. The Bible says in Psalms 83, when all nations begin to surround Israel and begin to, they will gather together and form a confederacy with one consent, and they will say, let's remove Israel from the face of the earth, that it's no longer remembered again. This is the doctrine of the Muslim Brotherhood, and we're hearing it echoing from these leaders that are surrounding Israel. Now, the Lord gave me a word in Luke 21, 20 through 21 and 22, in which the Lord said, these are the days of vengeance. And I'm almost out of time on this video, but let me just say to you right now, the Lord is saying, when you see the city of Jerusalem compassed about by these enemies, know that the word of the Lord is coming to pass, for these are the days of vengeance. Thus saith the Lord. Are you saved? Because we're living in biblical prophecy times. Jesus is the way.